Test, test. Good morning, crazy people. How are we feeling? Oh, is that it? You're trying to find patches of sun? Is that why you're spread out? Okay. It feels really weird to teach to a group that is so widely spread out. I wish there was more sun in the middle. I know, it depends what month it is. It could be the opposite. Sometimes we're seeking the shade. All right. So we're going to start on our hands and knees today. Can you bend down? Hopefully, by the time we're ready to get up, you'll feel a little more lubricated in the joints, you know? All of you smart people at home in your nice bedrooms with the mat rolled out, I understand. Can you hear me in the back? Yeah? Okay, they can. We've got sound. All right, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread out the fingers. Do everything on purpose. Press the shins, press the tops of the feet. I definitely think, I'm always a little funny about socks, but I definitely don't think shoes work. So if you can, go to socks. I mean, you can try it, but you can't get your ankle to unflex in the shoe, All right. So we're going to rock a little forward and back, and we're going to pull the belly button into the spine so that you're already generating your own heat, right? The front ribs pull in, the neck feels long, the gaze is slightly forward of the front edge of the mat, so try not to drop your head here. And so we're just going to rock forward and back, literally trying to keep the tabletop, so no movement in the spine. Yep, just core. Hold the belly in, push the hands down and in so the chest broadens, and start to feel a little work even in your back body. So you can feel the whole transversus abdominis, like just pulling in and around you. So 2 more rocks, forward and back, stiff as can be. No fluidity in the spine, just stiff. Yep, head stays still. Yep. And then on your next time forward, inhale and arch the back. Pull the chest through the arms, lift the tailbone. And then as you pull back, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. So we start to move a little more through our range. Moving forward and back. You can even point the toes as you pull back and flex them as you come forward. So there's even movement in the ankles. So we're moving wrists, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Yes, starting to move all of the major joints. That's it. And then we'll stay in that tabletop and that firmness and tuck the toes. Come into a floating tabletop. Again, holding that core firm around the spine. And then lightly lift the right toes off of the mat. Pull the right knee to the right arm. Ooh, there's a cold breeze coming through. And then put those toes back down and try it on the other side. So your knees are bent. It's a floating tabletop, not a plank. This is bent. Yeah, you're a little bit too long there. And then put those left toes back down and come into your downward facing dog. Yep, that's it. Press the hands. Really use your whole palm print. No air blowing underneath the palms. We want some heat to build, so you got to really use everything. Feel the fingerprints. Feel the palm prints. Then go ahead and lift your right leg way up behind you. Come forward into plank and pull that knee to the belly. Look forward, gaze forward, squeeze as tight as you can, and then take it all the way up and back again. Good. This time, step it through. There's your first lunge. Come on up. So it feels weird to do yoga in shoes, doesn't it? Arms come up over the head. Let's bend our elbows and grab opposite elbows. As you grab the opposite elbows, start to pull the biceps back behind your ears. And you might notice that your front ribs poked out. So just like in the tabletop, can you pull those front ribs back down? Again, we're just looking to create some heat. The fire element lives in the solar plexus, right at the front, where the two rib cages come together at that peak, that xiphoid process, right there by your heart. Uh-huh. Yep, that's it. So we pull the elbows back, but we pull the ribs down. And then go ahead, release both hands to the mat. Step back into plank and lower. Inhale into cobra, do it gently. And then exhale right back to downward facing dog. Can we have a little more volume on the music? Just a little bit. All right, left leg goes up in the air. Just push through your hands so you're not soft at the elbows here. Push back. And then we come forward into plank. You are a warrior. You're in shorts and a t-shirt, man. That's freezing. Squeeze belly, squeeze tight. And then take the leg all the way up and back again. Nicely done. And then we step through this time. Left foot forward, stay on the right toes. Sweep both arms up over your head. That's it. All of you feel so far away, so I'm just going to wander around until the mic doesn't work, and then I'll go back. So bend the elbows, but do it the weird way this time. Yep, the one that you don't usually do. And as you pull the forearms and the elbows back, the ribs sometimes poke out, so we got to pull the front ribs down. I'll stay away from the statue. I know that that's always a problem. I feel like I have to connect, though. When the group is spread out, it feels really hard to do. So we pull those ribs down. We're working the core, and we're pulling back to open the shoulders. Take one more breath here. And then release your hands down. Go ahead, place them on the mat. Step into plank. We have that same feeling in the core here, and then we lower nice and slow. Inhale for cobra. And then take it back to downward facing dog. All right, walk your hands back to your feet. As you hang into that really first forward fold, interlace your fingers and start to make figure eights with your wrists. So I just want to keep some movement in the extremities. Even while you're here, you may want to wiggle your toes. Just keep all of the blood pumping. That's it. And then change the direction of that figure eight. It might feel a little uncoordinated, but then you'll get it. And then we're going to release our arms, soften the knees, start to tuck the tailbone and the chin and roll it up. Using the belly into the spine, squeezing the back of the legs, roll the shoulders back. How are we doing? Are you guys okay? All right, troopers for sure. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Let's walk it out to plank again. Plank pose, and then lower yourself down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, right foot steps up. Stay on your left toes. Sweep both arms up over the head. And then please open your arms out like a T and twist to the right side for water wheel. A lot of attention to the back foot. Yeah, not so easy when we're thinking about the twist and we're thinking about our arms. Like, just remember to use all 5 toes on the back foot. Try to make the back leg a little straighter. And then pull that belly in and turn from your waistline. You got it. Now we're going to reach that left hand down to the mat. When it touches, maybe you deepen your twist a little bit more. Yep, I like what I see. Everybody's form looks quite nice today. Stay strong in the legs. Use everything you got. Fingers, toes, belly. Draw the head back. Make some space. Last inhale. Twist deeper on your exhale. And then eyes go down, hand goes down. Let's step into plank. Hold your plank pose for a moment. Those static contractions are going to create heat. So I know you don't really like to stay, but it's really important. Hands pushing down and in. Feet trying to spread the mat apart behind you. Good. Take one more breath. And then slowly lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Left foot steps up. Stay on the right toes. All right. Arms sweep up over the head. You're doing so great. Yep, I'm right here. I usually don't come down off the wall. Open the arms out like a T, and then we twist to the left side. It was you guys. You were like a magnet pulling me. That's it. So the front knee bends a little. The back leg stays super straight. We stay up on the toes, even if you're in shoes. And if your body weight feels like it's leaning forward, try to pull the left arm back so your head's over your tailbone. That's it. The belly is in. We're really trying to create some stability and some heat around the spine. And now that right hand is going to travel slowly down to the mat. Root it down like you mean it and use that leverage to help you twist a little deeper. Don't be afraid to bend your left knee so the hips drop a little lower. We don't want booty too high in the air. That's it. Take one more breath in and then use your exhale to twist a little deeper. Then eyes down, hands down, we come to that plank and we hold. Yep. Hug the muscles onto the bones. That is how we create heat. One more breath. Use the exhale to lower slowly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Some of you are moving into a bigger back bend. And then exhale, push through those hands and find your way to down dog. All right, one more time. We're going to walk the hands back to the feet. Soften the knees and roll right up into standing this time. We're going to keep our feet about hip distance apart. And I want you to imagine that there was like a door frame, like right on either side of your legs. With the knees soft, you're going to push down and out. Just feel that. Feet pushing down, legs pushing out. Can you feel that? Knees are a little bit soft. Now pull up and in from the pelvic floor, draw your tailbone down. So it's almost like a chair, but not really. Yep. And then the arms go straight out in front of you. Now between your hands, imagine I gave you a ball. And I said squeeze the ball. So your feet are pushing down and out, your hands are pushing in, and your core is stabilizing everything. Now, sit a little deeper. Focus. There's a lot of muscle, hug, and bone here. You can make fists if you want to, or you can even open and close your hands so they keep having more circulation. Yes. That's it. But you're squeezing a ball. The whole arm is doing the squeezing, and your whole leg is pushing down and out. That's it. Now sit a little deeper. This is called a charge. So there may come a point in time where everything starts to shake a little bit. And that's not because you're shivering. It's because the muscles are starting to fatigue. Yep. Take one more breath. Lift your head a little higher, but then sit down a little lower. Tailbone draws down. Feel the lift in the pelvic floor. Feel that core heat. And then nice and slow, come on up to standing. Release your arms by your sides. Are we doing a little better? Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Let's walk it out into plank pose. Take a deep breath here, and then lower yourself down nice and slow onto the belly. Inhale, cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's come into our first warrior one. Right foot steps, left foot flat. We root down into the feet so we can rise with some feeling of integration. The inner body work couldn't be more important today. So it's not about outer form, like we're not flailing through the practice trying to create a shape. We're actually trying to dig in and do the work from the inside. Imagine the pelvic floor lift. Imagine the hugging in of the rib cage. Draw your tailbone slightly down. Relax your shoulders down, but reach your arms more fiercely. That looks really good. We're going to take one more breath. Try to turn the chest plate a little forward. And then take your flow, hands down. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. All right, left side warrior. Left foot steps, right foot flat. Ground the back foot. Be really careful with your ankles if you're moving with shoes on, It feels different. So it may articulate differently in your bones. You know, it may move your body differently if you have a different variation or variable today. Even socks require a little bit more attention because the surface is not with bare feet. So just be really aware of what's happening and just be open to a slightly new experience in your body. Make adjustments for it. That front knee doesn't want to bend in, right? We got to press it out. So there's a little heat going on in the outer hip. Yep. And I like what I see, but I think we could lean back a little more. The cold makes us contract, and I want you to try to open here. Make some space. Reach the arms up. Draw the shoulders down. Bend the front knee a little deeper because you can. Take your last breath and then flow. Hands down, step back, lower. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to look at the top of the mat and take a walk up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, and then exhale, fold. Bend your knees for chair pose. Can't believe it took me that long to get there. That's it. All right. So all the things you know about chair pose. And all the things that we've been doing, pushing down and out through the feet, drawing the front of the ribs in and the tailbone down. The shoulders draw down, but the elbows stretch up. So there's like this and this happening, right? It's pretty fierce. And then push through your feet, come on up to standing, and bring the hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let's open up the feet to hip distance here at the top of the mat. Not usual for me, but easier for our transitions. Let's bend the knees 90 degrees and reach the arms forward. So again, this is one of those moments where we're going to use everything we've got. So you got to sit the booty back, lower the chest. The back is flat. That's it. There's a push-pull going on in your body, and that belly, if it's laying on the legs, pull it up and in. Lift the pelvic floor so you're holding yourself up back there behind you. Take one more breath, and then push through your feet, come all the way up, reach high, and then once again, pull the hands to heart center. All right, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, sit back again, keep the hands at the heart. Find all of those little muscle integrations. Try not to stick the tailbone up and out. We got to pull the ribs and the tailbone in, and then we twist to the right. Right elbow, twisting to the right. We're going to put left elbow inside the left knee. Yeah, I like it. Left elbow is inside the left knee. We're pushing the knee into the arm into the knee. And again, these integrations that we talk about all the time, these locks couldn't be more important today to keep the heat. And then keep pressing the palms together at your center and come all the way back up. Straighten the legs, stand tall, reach your arms, and then the hands come back to heart center. Good, sit back again. Yep, find it. Sometimes we flare the sit bones out. We gotta integrate a little bit more. And then right elbow inside, right knee. There should be a little bit of a feeling of hugging on the outside of the hips as well. Feet are pushing down and out. So a new exploration of how we use the body. It's not how big you make the twist, it's how much muscle action we can create today. Staying strong in the practice. It's not about flexibility. We keep the hands pressing and then return to center and rise up. Straighten your legs, reach your arms, and then pull the hands right to heart center. Good. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's go to plank pose. Hold right there. This time we're going to roll onto our right side. Roll to the right, reach the left arm high. Again, start to feel that work in the inside of the body. Lifting from the belly, lifting from the hips. Take the gaze up and then return to plank pose. gracefully switch to the other side. In every situation, yoga has something to teach us. A new scenario, a different temperature, new things to pay attention to. Eyes down, hands down. Go ahead, lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale back to downward facing dog, please. All right, right foot steps up, left foot flat. We reapproach warrior one. Let's try to come up for one breath. See if you can set into all the best parts of that pose and then come right back out. Hands down, step back, and lower. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit. Inhale through cobra, exhale to down dog, and then show me warrior on the left side. Left foot steps, right foot rise. Sorry, right foot flat, arms rise. Yep, and then we flow right back out. Hands down, step back, lower. Inhale, cobra. Ooh, it's nice in the sun. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. See if you can straighten your legs a little more so you feel your muscles hugging your bones. It's not about heels down here, it's about muscle action. Yep. And then we'll look forward, start walking the feet up to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together. Inhale, lift halfway, and then exhale, fold. Here we go. Bend your knees, sweep your arms, sink your hips. That's it. Chair. Push through the feet, come all the way up, take a little back bend, and then pull the hands right to heart center. Putting it all together for Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach your arms, and then exhale, fold right in. Good. On the inhale, lift halfway. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Inhaling through cobra. Press back to down dog and step right into warrior. Right foot steps, left foot flat. Ooh, push down, rise up, inhale. And then on the exhale, hands down, step back, lower. Yep, just starting to move and groove a little bit. Inhaling through the back bend. Pressing back to down dog and give me the other side on your own. Left foot steps. It's one breath as you come up and then you come back through that vinyasa flow. Doing it with some muscle integration. Slower is going to create more heat, more deliberate actions in your muscles. And we all meet in downward facing dog. Yes. I'm starting to see a little bit of layers come off. It's a good sign. That means the heat's coming from the inside, which is what's always supposed to happen. Yep. A little press back, breathe in. And then look forward. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Here we go, chair pose. Come to standing, and then pull the hands right to the heart. Good. How are you doing? Yeah? Starting to feel okay? I want some warmth on the inside. I can't do anything about the outside. You know? I can really have us transform and change what's happening on the inside, mentally, physically, emotionally, right? But the outside temperatures, we'll be lucky if it hits a 5-something, like 50-something today. We may be right at the top of the 40s, you know? It's just crazy for South Florida. Inhale, both arms up. Let's stay right there. Hook the thumbs together. Take a little side body stretch. We haven't really addressed the lateral movements yet. I've been quite linear, trying to get some heat. Now here, let the hips push a little bit to the left. Pull everything in the center, and then take your right arm out parallel to the ground. Yeah, that means you're holding from the center, that same place that generates heat. Can you feel that? And then go ahead, lift the right arm back up. Come back to center, switch your thumbs. Take it over to the left side. Get long. Feel the integration, tailbone slightly down. And then the hips maybe move a little to the right, and we release the thumbs, left arm out, parallel to the ground. Let's make sure we're still breathing. Sometimes that arm reaching out makes us hold. That's it. The arm rises, inhale, return to center, and then release your hands. All right, inhale, both arms up. Now we interlace everything but the index fingers, right? So interlace all of the fingers but the index, and then go ahead and stretch to the right again. Now in this side stretch, I want you to turn your gaze down toward the ground, and then keep going all the way out to the right, and then down toward the floor. Sweep the fingers toward the floor and come up the left side. Make a giant circle. Make it as big as possible. Really bend your body. Get an internal massage going on. We're going to do 5 circles to the right. Yeah, big circles. Not just the arms, the whole body. Sweep your fingers toward the floor, even if you have to soften the knees to do it. Yeah. Ooh, it feels so good, doesn't it? Big circles. So 5 to that direction. And then we stop at the top. And then go the other way. Take it to the left. Look down, sweep it all the way around. The inhales happen as you come up, the exhales as you go down. So we integrate the breath and the movement. Yep, just making sure everything is moving beautifully, and it looks like it is. We do 5 in that direction, and then we'll all stop at the top. I'll know when you're done, when all arms are up. That's it. Beautiful. And then we take our arms down by our sides. Okay, inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Good morning, good Shabbos. Go inside where it's warm. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to come into high crescent lunge. Right foot steps. Stay on the left toes. Good. Both arms come high over the head. And then please turn open to the left side for warrior 2. We want the stance to be nice and long. We want to be able to stand tall in the center. It's very nice. Arms are wide, head held high. And again, just pay attention. If you're in socks or you're in shoes, things might feel a little bit different. And we want to work from the bottom to the top. We build the pose from our feet, then up through our legs, into the pelvis, up through the spine, and we hold our head high. That's it. Now, I want you to take your right hand and open it wide, and then place it on the outside of your right leg, like a wall, and then push your right leg into your arm. You feel that? Yeah, that muscle on the outside of the hip. You feel that work? That's going to be a constant. I want you to feel that feeling in the leg, in the hip, working like pushing out against a lock. And then you can remove your hand and reverse the warrior, but don't lose the action of the right leg. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, we're going to go a little bit deeper. I want you to keep that action and integration in the right leg. It's pushing out. Now pick up the right heel. That's the toes. Pick up the heel. Yep. Now, we're up on the toes, but we're pressing the leg out. Reach a little higher and sink down a little lower. Stretch that side body. Holding steady in the belly and in the core. Take one more breath. Keep the heel up, but return to your regular warrior 2 arms. Good. Now put the heel down. Good. Straighten your front leg. Let's go to triangle. Triangle pose. Both legs straight, both arms straight. We tip to the side. Normally we'd be like, thank you for the breeze. Not so much today. Root down. That wind feels like it could knock us over, right? So integrate. Feel what it feels like to create steadiness inside you. Lift the pelvic floor, pull in the belly, make your spine longer, draw the head back. It's very good. And then gently rise back up, warrior 2. We're going to come into side angle pose. So the right forearm goes on the right thigh, the left arm straight up high. So we're not going to go over the head yet. We're just going to reach up for the side. And then we're going to wrap the left arm around behind the back. Yep. right there. So I want you to feel how that left arm wrapping behind you pushes into the body so you can open your chest more. Good. Now, lift a little bit of your weight off of the right arm and then touch your right hand to your heart. There you go. We're going to hold right there. Tailbone down, head back. Strong legs under you. Lift from the pelvic floor. You've got this. You've totally got this. I know the heart's beating, and that's good. Building a little bit of heat. Let's release. Both arms stretch out, and then we come back to warrior two. Take a deep breath in, and then take a flow. Both hands down, step back lightly, lower, nice and slow. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, and prepare for your high crescent left side. The left foot steps. We rise up mindfully. Yep, that's it. It's beautiful. Now we turn open to the right. Pivot the back foot flat, turn the body open wide. Now when we go into that integration of the front leg, we don't have to bend, so there's no side angle there. It's just hand to the outside of the leg. Just drop your left hand to the outside of your left leg and then press your leg out. Push the hand in, press the leg out. Can you feel that? Imagine that if you did that on every single warrior two of your life, that your hips might change, right? Right? So think about that, right? Today I'm focusing on muscle action, so this is what we're working on, right? A little bit of that strength on the outer hip might help open the inner hip. Yep. Then we're going to keep that integration and take a reverse warrior. That means left arm up, right arm down, and even though your hand isn't there, you can still feel the work. Bend that front knee. Bend it and open it. Keep digging down into the left heel and opening that leg a little wider against your own resistance. Yes, I like what I see. Now hold there, but lift the front heel. Whew. It just takes it up one little notch. It actually looks quite nice. For those of you that post on Instagram, that's a nice one, right? Get that heel way up. Pull the belly in, and then let your upper body return to your warrior two. Nice. Plant the heel back down. Let's straighten the front leg and take triangle pose. Here in triangle, it's really important that the knees are stable. We press down through the toes. We lift a little through the knees. If your hamstrings are super tight, don't bend so far. A little micro bend in the knees is always okay because I don't want anyone locking the joint. I want you to actually get acquainted with what it feels like to engage the muscles and have the muscles hug the bones to create your stability. Now, tailbone down, head, neck, shoulders back. Make a little more space. That's it. And then we push down to rise. Warrior two. Left forearm, left thigh. Right arm straight up high. Yep, just reach it up. And then we wrap it around behind the back. And this is getting that line in the front of the body to open even more. So think about that. Tailbone down, front leg working. Are you still pressing that leg open, drawing the tailbone down? Yeah, so we push the right arm into the body to open the chest. Then we lift from the pelvic floor for stability, and then take the weight off your left hand and put your hand on your heart. That's it, right there. Hold and breathe. Because you can. Like, who would have thought that you could hang out on a 45-degree angle with no support, and you could stabilize it and do it calmly while you're breathing? Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. Draw the head back. Make it longer. Make that spine grow. And then release your arms and come back up. Warrior two, take a breath, and then take your flow. Boom, boom, boom. Hands down, step back and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing, and then downward facing dog. Kind of feel like it might be time for a dance party. Let's go ahead and walk our hands to the back of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, bend your knees. Come into a half chair pose. So again, body parallel to the ground. Yes. This is really good. Now, the feet should be about hip distance apart. I want you to bend down a little bit lower and then reach behind and grab the back of your ankles. As you hold on to the ankles, can you drop your hips more? Drop the hips down, but take your gaze forward. Some of you still have booty high. It might help to draw the tailbone down. So if your booty's in the air, it's probably because your tailbone's sticking up. But if you draw the tailbone down, you might be able to bend a little bit deeper. That's it. Now, tuck your chin. Tuck your tail. Let go of your ankles and roll up nice and slow. All right, as you come to standing, lift your right knee off your right foot off the floor, lift your knee to your chest, and then create that same feeling, hand outside the knee, press out with your leg, push in with your hand. Let's take the left arm all the way out to the side. Oh, that wind could actually blow you right over. Do you feel that? We're all getting blown. It's amazing, like the trees. Hold your roots, hold your trunk. Now, we're going to let that leg win. We're going to let it push a little more than the hand and move out to the side. Then we're going to make the hand win. The hand pushes a little more than the leg, and you come back to the center. Nice and easy, put it down. All right, other side. Find your balance. Left knee rises. Create that integration where the hand pushes in, the leg pushes out, and then extend your right arm out to the side. You can feel the lock. They're both pushing, but neither one is winning. Now let the leg win. The leg pushes more than the hand. Keep the resistance. Press it out. That's it. And then let the hand win. Leg still resists. And you come back in slow. And then put it down. Good. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, fold. As you fold, let's open the feet a little more. Go out to the edges and come into a deep squat. Yep, a nice deep squat. Let's put our arms to the insides of the knees and again create that same feeling of integration. Arms push out, knees push in, hands in prayer. Now, in line with everything that we have been doing the whole time, can you lift the pelvic floor? Imagine you're drawing your legs into your hip sockets. There's this feeling of lift and integration. Now, literally lift your hips about 3 inches. Yeah? I know you can, right? Instead of sinking down in there, we pick it up and we hold. I like it. Now, keep your arms and your knees in that same relationship, but take both hands and stretch them out as wide as you can. Fingertips grip the floor. Arms are still inside the knees. So knees push in, arms push out. Root the hands, lift your head, lift your bottom. Don't let the hips drop. You should be looking forward. You got this. Pick up your booty just a little more. And then let it go. Good. Let's straighten the legs and come out of there for a moment. You can turn your feet forward. Let your head hang for a minute. Okay. Let's all take a deep breath in and then drop back into that squat. We're going to create the lock one more time, but this time we're going to put the hands in front of us with our palms flat. I want you to feel that feeling of the knees pushing in and the arms pushing out, and then you're going to rock forward into your hands. You got to bring your head in front of your hands, so rock forward until you feel some weight even in the fingertips, and then lift your right foot behind you. Yes, if you can do crow, go for it, or just lift the right one, squeeze the hamstring. Yes, pick up one foot, feel what that feels like, and then put it down. Try the other side. I'm going to give you a minute to play with that. It's always good to play on the mat. Don't take yourself too seriously. It's core integration, it's pelvic floor lift, it's arms and legs locking in, and then we trust our weight going forward and we pick up both feet. You can do it. Try. You gotta trust. That's it. I see you flying. Go ahead and put your feet down. Come into a forward fold. Yep. Good. One more time. Please roll up like a rag doll. All right. Inhale. Both arms reach. We got to keep moving. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Look up. Lengthen. Let's go to plank. Oh no. Walk forward to plank. We're at the back of the mat. Lower slowly. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, right foot steps up for that high crescent lunge. On the inhale, we rise. And on the exhale, we turn open to the left side. Now, please straighten that front leg. Turn your right toes slightly in and your left toes slightly out. We're coming into a double warrior. Bend both knees. There you go. Now you know all the things we've been working on. Let's take the arms up overhead. Interlace all of your fingers, but turn your hands inside out this time. The heels of the hands are going to push up as you bend your knees and sink down. Rib cage in, pelvic floor in. There's got to be that sense of integration. Now imagine your hands are on the outside of your legs and press them out. Creating just a little extra heat. I see some ribs poking. I spot it because I do it. I know. That's always my work. Now sit a little deeper. Nice. Come on up, release your arms. Not so bad, right? When you're ready, we go back in. Bend both knees, sit back into your, it's goddess pose, double warrior pose, and the arms stretch out like a T. This time, turn your palms to face forward and spread your fingers crazy wide. Like fingers wide so much that you feel the webbing between your fingers stretch. I want you to feel so much work out to the fingertips. Now we're broadening the chest, broadening the upper back, and then sitting in a little lower. Nice. Now, commit to what you created in your legs. So we're not going to do anything but to move from the waist. Both legs stay bent the same degree. We stay nice and low, but we're going to tip over like triangle to the right. Put your hand on the inside of your knee. Hand pushes out, knee pushes in. Arms straight. Keep that left knee bent. Head back, tailbone down. So good. Bend a little lower. From your strength inside, rise back up. Take it over to the other side. Knees are still bent. Bending from the waist. What happened to the energy in the hands? Elbows straight. Fingers spreading, spreading like this webbing in between, stretching. Legs are burning. I know they are. Come back up nice and slow. Straighten your legs, reach your arms high. That's it. Bring your hands to your hips. Okay. Take a nice deep breath in. Make a little sound on the exhale. Just like a whoo. And then we bend our knees one more time. Belly button in, ribs down in the front. Tailbone down. Knees are opening wide. So make sure your feet are turned out and your knees are turned out. Now sit a little lower. Okay. We can keep our hands on our hips. Let's lift the right heel. Now with that heel up, can you sink in there a little lower? Stay. Yeah, head up, chest up. Yes, Ellie, I saw that. Yep, high on the toes. Sink in a little bit. Remember that feeling if your hand was behind your leg and you were pressing it out? Ooh, Get that, and then put the heel back down, switch to the other side. Left heel pops up. Keep the integration and the work on the left leg. Keep your head high. Deepen the breath through the nose in both directions. Try not to lean forward. Do your best to lean back. We've got one more breath there. And then put that heel down, push through both feet equally and come on up. Let's just pivot our feet so now we're heels out and toes in. And then take a forward fold. It's going to be a happy moment. I'm going to do one more thing on our feet because I know once we sit down, we're going to cool down quick. So I'd like you to leave your left foot as it is, but start to walk your hands toward your right ankle and turn the right toes forward. Turn the right toes forward. So it's more like a normal, like warrior two. Turn the right toes out. Out. Yeah. Maybe forward to the front of the mat. Wasn't the right cue. We were forward. Yeah? Okay, now bend your right knee as much as you can and grab a hold of that right ankle and hang out. Do you remember the work in the right hip, the right leg? Now you can grab your ankle any way you like, but my favorite way to do it is to take the right arm from the inside and under. So right arm goes inside. Think about that, right arm on the inside and under, and then grab it from both sides. Yeah, that's it. Back foot is grounded. Don't be afraid to bend the front knee and get that booty low. Come on, Joss, bring your hips down. Bend the front knee. Yes, that's it right there. I got you guys. Things are starting to get a little cranky. Take 2 more breaths. Yep. And then release that hold on the ankle. Start to straighten the right leg, turn the right toes in. We're going to walk across the long edge of the mat and then turn the left toes out and do the same to the other side. See if you can get the left arm to tuck under and then grab that left ankle from either side. We don't lift the heel here. So this arm goes on the inside. No, not under the heel. Keep your foot flat. Now grab your ankle. Just your ankle, and then this hand grabs it. Yeah, there you go. And I think the stance could be longer. There you go. So lots of things can bubble up here. Frustration, impatience, questioning our strength and our stamina. Just have patience. Keep doing all the muscle actions that you know. You'll feel it if one part of your body collapses. Left knee is bending. Yeah. Maybe the head even draws toward the shin. Try to keep that booty from sticking up too much. You guys look amazing. Keep that back foot flat. Yeah. Ground the pinky toe of that back foot. Everything counts. We're going to take 2 more breaths. I know you want out, but just take another breath. Yep. And then we'll release the hold on the ankle. Start walking toward the long edge of the mat. And then keep walking all the way to the front of the mat and turn your feet with you. And then just simply step back to plank. Oh yeah. Take a deep breath in plank and then exhale, flow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. Let's all come to a seated position. How are you doing? We okay? You're fine? All right, just making sure. The most important thing is that I'm taking care of you. Really, we need to be safe. Sit comfortably. Put your left hand on your chest, and then put your right hand on your left hand. For a moment, you can still feel your heart beating. You can still feel a little bit of heat on the inside. Tune into that. Tune into the warmth that you've created inside the insulation of your clothing. Yep. Hold your head high. If you're lucky enough to be in a little bit of sunshine, call it in. Allow yourself to have a moment where you connect. Each of us may be connecting to something different. Some of us to our thoughts, some of us to the community, some of us to emotion, some of us to our bodies. Take a moment to connect. At the root of this practice, that's what we're supposed to be doing here, not just keeping ourselves warm, right? Connecting, feeling some sense of union. And go ahead and open your arms out like a T. Try to stay tall, but twist no hands to the right. That's it, like the water wheel. A little more action from inside. Turn from the belly button. Then the right hand goes down behind you, left hand to your knee. Twist a little deeper. Feel how the hands help you to dig in just a little more. And then we'll keep the left hand on the right knee, but lift the right arm up, bicep to the ear. That's it. And then start to fold towards your left knee. Stretch the right side body. Yeah. That's it. And now this is not about how deep you go. I want you to just reach. Yep. So we're using the left hand to pull the left side of the body under a little bit, and then open the right chest just a little more. Reach up long. And then from your core, come on up. Arms out like a T, and we switch to the other side. That's it. So we start with the twist. We work from inside so you can feel where the muscle action actually is. And then we assist that with our hands. Left hand down behind us, right hand on the left knee. And then use the hands to twist in a little deeper. That's it. And then we'll just hold on to the twist, but lift the left bicep to the ear. You can already start to feel the left side body lengthening. And then we fold toward the right knee. That's it. It's not that complex, is it? If we take it one baby step at a time, we get there. We typically do our spinal twisting on the floor, but I know once you lay down, you are going to cool quickly. So we're going to keep working the fire, stoking the fire. Yep. And then slowly rise. Turn and face forward. Let's extend both of our legs out. Release your knees. Put your hands by your sides for what we call staff pose. The hands go right by the hips. They push down until the arms straighten. It should lengthen your spine a bit. And then extend your legs, but really activate them. Imagine your heels trying to push down and out. Yep, so we get a nice strong feeling in the muscles in the front of the legs. And there's no leaning forward or leaning back here. We're straight up. Hands directly by your sides. So if your hands are behind you, that means you're probably leaning back. Put them right down by your sides. Now see if you can lift your right leg off the ground. There we go. That's a good way to create heat. Yeah, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And then put it back down. Yeah, let's do that on the other side. Left leg. Pick it up. You guys are so good at that. Let's put that down and take it up a notch. Take your hands a couple of inches forward. So you gotta lean a little forward for this one. So feel that feeling of like a little bit deeper crease in the hip. And then see if you can pick up both legs. It's everything we've been doing today. Pick that booty up off the floor too if you can. Yeah. It's always fun to play. Every once in a while, I throw something out there that I know is unattainable just to see if you'll take it. Yeah, and how crazy you'll be about trying to make it happen, right? Like sometimes you just have to say, like, it's not happening today, right? Like, don't we all have days like that? Yeah, if we're constantly achieving, constantly pressuring ourselves, like what can we learn about that on the mat, right? Go ahead and lay down onto your back. And there may come a day where you're able to do that, right? If your hip flexors get really strong and your hamstrings get really flexible and you have core strength, hell, if you were born with long arms, you could probably do it right now. Yep. Yeah. All right, so lay down onto your back. Bend your knees, put your feet flat. Take the arms by your sides. And then come into bridge pose. We push down with all 10 toes and the heels. Lift the hips as high as we can. Yeah, your toesies might get cold, so the socks might want to go back on. Yeah, we only have about 5 more minutes, so a little bit of bridge pose. See if you can get that integration. Push down, rise up. Shoulder blades can squeeze. Glutes are squeezing, back muscles strong. Even the hamstrings are working here. So the feet feel like they're pulling back toward you just a little bit. Take one more breath, pick it up a tiny bit, and then carefully put it down. Open the arms. Make sure the upper back goes down before the mid back and before the low back. Good. Right knee into the belly. Squeeze it in tight and extend the left leg long. Flex both feet and then lift your head to your knee. Pick the left heel up an inch. Feel the front ribs draw down and in. You've got this. Please keep breathing. Always, please keep breathing. And then lay your head down. Put your left heel down. Release your right leg. Good, we can switch. Left knee squeezes in, right leg long. Flex the feet. The head pops up, the heel pops up. Just another sense of integration. You can feel the difference with muscles hugging bones. We create heat. And then when we relax, the muscles kind of melt away from the bones. Go ahead, release your head, release your right heel, and then the left leg goes down. Right there, let's just relax the feet, relax the legs. You can take your arms down by your sides or keep them folded so the hands are kind of tucked under the armpits. Maybe wedge your fingers under your body. I don't know, whatever you want to do to stay a little warmer. So we move into stillness. All right. Take your time. Move slowly and deliberately. You can stretch and move any way that you like. Stretch every little part, move all of the bones, and eventually bring yourself to seated. Badass yogis for sure. You love your practice. I am inspired by you. You are able to do it all. I love that a little chilly air doesn't stop us. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. Sit up tall, and again, even in this little simple way, we can still create some muscle action. If we're holding muscle to bone, we're going to maintain a little bit of the heat that's inside of us. We hold our heads up. And then we'll close the practice with the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. Let's just do one today. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, perfect peace. May each and every one of us walk away from this practice feeling a little more peace inside. God knows that we need to learn how to find that peace inside of us. The external world doesn't always display that, and it's not easy to find it when we're looking outside. So may we use the tools of this practice to develop a new relationship with ourselves, with our inner voice, with our bodies. May we find some union in ourselves so that we can show up more authentically and divinely in the world. May we always use our yoga for good, not as an escape or not as a disguise, but as a tool for our own evolution. May we be well. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming out. You guys are amazing. Everyone at home, I'm sure the numbers at home were bigger today, especially from the South Florida peeps. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see when I get on Facebook. Please make sure you leave messages for me so I know that you're there. I don't get to see who's popping in and out while the class is happening. So I really do love to connect. If you want to come on up, sign the clipboards for me, please. I have the one for our emails as well as the one for the city with the waiver. And yeah, have a beautiful day, everyone. I have passes for the studio. If you have not been to Yoga Journey in Glades Plaza, if you've not visited my studio, come and meet the other teachers. I'll give you a free complimentary visit. It would be my pleasure to have you as a guest. So if you have friends that you would like to do yoga, like to come and invite them, come get a pass and share them with your friends. If you've already been coming, it might be nice to invite someone that's having a New Year's resolution or something, right? So we have pens and clipboards right here. Thank you so much. Passes, hugs, sign-ins, chairs on the platform. Huh? Yes, teacher training. Starting in February 8th, so we're about 3 or 4 weeks away. We have a 200-hour yin yoga teacher training. So if this Vinyasa practice is something you love, but you also want to explore the slower, deeper practice of yin, that's starting on February 8th. And on the 28th of this month, there's going to be an art show, so we will not have yoga in the morning, but I'm hosting a really fun program at the studio that day. On the 28th, we're going to do Vinyasa and vision boards. So if you've never made a vision board for yourself for the year, on the 28th, join me in studio. It's a 3-hour workshop. We're going to do it, I think, from 12 to 3 or from 1 to 4. You can find it on the website. but we will do a vinyasa practice that is meant to unleash some of your desires, your hopes and dreams and goals for the year, and then we put them out on paper. We build a vision board so if you can see it, you can believe it, you can make it happen. So we've been doing them for about 10 years. The results are always pretty amazing. So if you're interested in doing a vision board, come and see me on the 28th since there'll be no class here. And now I'm going to stop talking now.
Tomorrow I'm gonna come with two of my friends. They're coming
To the vision board? Okay.
to the vision board.